Hello and welcome to episode 113 of the Skips View podcast. My name is Dean.
My name is Brett.
My name is Sam.
We are live from Sam's bedroom. For those who are watching, it's no longer him running from college dorm to college dorm. He's now in one place.
The childhood bedroom has arrived, folks.
Yeah, so pretty excited about that. Get to see where little Sam walked his first steps. But we're gonna be talking everything from the weekend, which there was not a lot of I'm looking at the notes. Not too much news, but I think very interesting news. Mainly Sam, kind of going with what we talked about 2 weeks ago or a week ago, is more City Connect jerseys. So we'll get to that. We're going to start with Paul Skenes. You look at his debut numbers: 4 innings pitched, 7 Ks, 2 walks, 1 home run, 3 earned runs. I feel like that doesn't tell the story of the start. So Sam, I'll let you start with this, and then we'll pass it along to Brett.
Yeah, no, it absolutely doesn't tell the story of the start, and that's kind of. I mean, I kind of wanted to write a piece on him anyways, but that's kind of another reason, kind of added on to why I really wanted to write about him. His 4 innings, when he was personally on the mound, I thought they were great. Nico Horner kind of hits a wall scraper home run, and obviously Christopher Morel hits a few tagged balls off him. And I kind of expected the command to not be there as much, just because with the adrenaline of a big league debut, you can't really prepare for that until you're really out there on the mound for that moment specifically. You can only do so much to prepare, I guess I should say. But he struck out 7. Like you said, the home run, 3 earned. Super unfortunate. I was really hoping that the bullpen would pick him up, but then again, it is the Pirates. So welcome to Pittsburgh, Paul, I guess, because there's probably going to be a lot more where that came from, where you kind of leave the game with some runners on, and they're just going to come around to score.
Yeah, they kind of screwed him over there. That was one thing. I was at a track meet during the game, so I was checking my phone intermittently just for the highlights, and it was all he threw 100 miles per hour again. But that was one thing I didn't see initially. I saw the stat line: 4 innings, 3 earned runs. I said okay, whatever, that's expected. But then you go and see yeah, he let those guys on base, but he wasn't the one that gave up those 2 other runs. So I think they put out the stats most 100 or top pitches mile per hour for Stars this season. The first 7 are all Paul Skenes now. Did you guys see that?
And the thing with that too is what was so impressive about it was yeah, he was getting whiffs on those fastballs, but it was really the splinker or that splitter sinker type pitch that he has. I guess it's called the splinker.
Yeah, they're calling
that
it
was
the
the pitch that he got the most whiffs on, and he was really mixing that well. So he's a guy who knows how to pitch off his fastball and knows how to kind of play his stuff up. So yeah, I mean, the other people on Twitter who were kind of bashing him for his first start, I don't really think they watched the start, because you watch those innings, he did fine. He did well, in my opinion. He really did.
I went back and watched the game, the fast forwarded, the abbreviated version of the game. It was nice to see that they didn't cut to Livy Dunn every 5 seconds. They did cut to her for a few interviews, but it's not like the Taylor Swift effect, which is good. Brett, I'll let you jump in, even though it's up in the air. If you actually watched the game, I'd put it at a 20% chance. But you've met Paul Skenes, you've touched Paul Skenes.
No, I did actually get to watch this. It was funny. We were here. I came back from the Michigan Indiana border. We had a game up there that morning, and I was not trying to jackass around up there. I was let's go business trip. Let's get a W. Let's come right back down. Made it to the bar in time to watch Skenes. That first strikeout was so electric. It's exactly what I needed in my life. And
dude, it was so electric. It was sick.
You know how bad I'm doing in fantasy 6-pack right now, Dean? I had to Skenes. I needed him.
Yeah,
and I don't care what the final stats say. This guy's a dog, and I'm so in on Skenes now. He's my guy. He is my dude.
Ooh,
I'm gonna like him the way I like Strider.
Helmet.
When Strider first came out. Before Strider, even though Skenes has way more hype than Strider ever had, but you know how big I was in on Strider once I was bought in on Spencer Strider.
Brett, you need a Paul Skenes jersey, man.
I'm thinking about getting one. I am thinking about it. If I go, I don't have another jersey. I have jerseys for all teams and all sports except for baseball. I only have Yankees. I do not have any other, which is hockey. I'm not really a Rangers fan. I have a Flyers. It doesn't matter. But you know what I mean? I need to get a Skenes jersey.
You wouldn't catch me dead wearing any other player that's not a Red Sox player, but okay. Moving on.
Damn,
Sam, I feel like you.
saying that right in front of my Joey Votto jersey back there.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I know. It was a
Sam's got like Red
subtle dig.
Sox.
Subtle dig. He's
That's
wearing the
alright.
Red Sox jersey
The
though.
one behind it, you can't see it, and obviously if you're listening to this, you're not gonna be able to see it either. But it's a Willie Mays Hayes jersey from Major League, so it's not technically a team.
That's different.
That's
That's
awesome
different.
though.
Two other things. One I have written. The other one I forgot to write. First, Roku has exclusive rights to Sunday baseball games. Did you guys see this? Because I'm not happy about it.
No, I did not. What is this? What does this mean? Because
So
I have Roku and I have YouTube TV.
yeah. So apparently, correct me if I'm wrong, Sam. Roku is now going to have secured exclusive rights to a Sunday game beginning this week and lasting through September 15th. Those games will also be available blackout free to MLB TV subscribers. Here's the schedule MLB release. Okay, so now that I reread that, I think it means that we're okay with our MLB TV subscription.
I
I was-
think
Yeah.
I was gonna say
are they all Sunday games or are they just Sunday leadoff games?
It's just Sunday leadoff games.
Okay,
So
that's
it's
typically
it's
usually
one.
the earliest game of the Sunday slate, and I know they're all on the earlier side, but I can't quite make out. Are those like morning games or are they like early afternoon games?
They're
it looks
mostly
like they're all
early
noon and 1.
afternoon. So you got like 105 this Sunday, which is the Red Sox St. Louis, which is why I was like, ugh. But I think I can still watch it then on MLB TV. We have a lot of 11:35 a.m. starts. So it's the leadoff game. So it's not every Sunday game, but it's every Sunday they'll have a game. So I guess I'm okay with that. I guess
Yeah,
this just go.
I guess it's like not as big as you once thought. If it was like if it was taking away from MLB TV and stuff like that, I would get it. I mean, I have a Roku TV too, so I'm kind of biased. Like I have no problem watching it, but I could totally see like where you're coming from.
Well, I guess I just started to get frustrated when I initially read the tweet. I read it wrong, I guess. You have Apple TV games, right? You have these Roku games now. You have ESPN. Like I was afraid that it's just gonna start to. It's like all these streaming. So we're just going back to cable essentially.
Yeah, no, I mean
Just in a
100%.
long
The Apple
roundabout
TV
way.
games frustrate me a lot because I don't think they're on MLB TV, which
No,
sucks.
they're not, which is very annoying. And the last thing is the new Statcast, which I think Kevin said that he was going to write about. But I'm going to share this real quick because it shows Brett's boy or one of Brett's boys, John Stanton. So Statcast now has average bat speed, and the number one player for average bat speed by a decent margin is Giancarlo Stanton with 80.6 mile per hour, followed by O'Neal Cruz at 77.7, Kyle Schwarber at 77, Matt Chapman at 76.9, and so on. Christopher Morel sneaking in there, which is cool to see, and Julio Rodriguez and Joe Adell. Joe Adell sneaky getting not hot, but playing well.
He's definitely playing like the best baseball of his career right now at the major league level, and it's kind of cool to see because I mean this is a guy who like you expected this like 3 years ago, 2 years ago. So
More than that. Yeah, probably like 3 years ago actually. 7 home runs, 18 RBIs, 846 OPS.
Can't run
That's
the bases.
actually
Can't run the bases.
Can't run the bases, but that might be someone who needs a little more love. It keeps us up for a few more days. We'll see. All right, going into the City Connect discussion, this we'll probably won't argue too much, but Cleveland Guardians, that was officially announced, and I'll pull that up now for the watchers. But also Los Angeles Dodgers, their second City Connect jersey was leaked today. Cleveland, Brett, why don't you jump in? The Guardians City Connect jerseys, what are your thoughts?
They're not terrible, but they're not eye popping. Like I like Detroit's better, weirdly enough. Cleveland's like I think you tweeted out and said, well, they're boring. They didn't take a chance, and it's probably because of all the reaction that everyone else has gotten on their City Connect jerseys. But they're not bad.
Sam?
I like them compared to a lot of other ones, but like at the same time, like I'm kind of out on like all the City Connects right now. I just feel like everyone that they're coming out with kind of feels like a swing and a miss, especially for the Dodgers one. If you want to pivot into that one,
that's what I'm going to pivot
I
up to
saw
because
your
this one
tweet
is
about it with the paint
disgusting.
splatter. Yeah, I saw your tweet about it with the paint splatter, and I took a stagecraft class this past semester, and our professor would teach us how to splatter the paint by putting your wrist together, and like that's that. I mean, it just looks exactly what I was doing on like canvases during the semester. So there's just like there's no effort at all, really.
I don't get it. So no doubt about it. I think it was Kevin tweeted this, how this looks like the Disney logo. I don't know if you guys can see
It
that.
kind of does. It kind of does.
Yeah.
I couldn't see
So
the
Disney
tweet,
owns
but I
everything.
can see it.
This one is worse than Cleveland's for me. I think Cleveland's, again, I said it's boring, but at least it's like, I don't know, it's simple. I don't really know what they're going for with this. So if you listen on Apple or Spotify, just go over to the Skenes Twitter and you can see the tweet I put out about this, or go to YouTube or X to watch the podcast. But
I
it just is Los Angeles, and it's just a bunch of splattered blue and red paint.
I think if they wear, say, like black or blue pants with this, that'd probably be the worst one in my opinion. The only way
I
they
can see
could
them
somewhat kind of
going
save
black
this if
pants.
they do like the same color pants, but we'll see.
But would the same color pants have the splatter on them?
That's the question. That's the question. And that
That's
would
the
look
big
weird
question.
too. I don't know.
That's the big question. I'm putting together rankings of the City Connect jerseys that I'll probably put in a blog. I'm just waiting for some more to get released. I'll move on to the injuries. Wilson Contreras, yes, is likely out 10 weeks. So this is an update to his fractured arm, I believe, that he broke last week. So St. Louis is terrible. He was the lone bright spot. He was about top 10 in OPS for the league.
Yeah, they really need Ivan Herrera to have a pretty good call up here and at the catcher position if they want to compete.
They just need to sell their team and put Nolan Arenado somewhere so he can do better in fantasy.
It really starts from the ground up with them. I think they kind of need to clean the house for everywhere. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're kind of the next team that's going to start selling a bunch of pieces like the Marlins right now.
I feel like St. Louis is too proud to do it.
I could see that too. I could see that too for sure.
Because they are one of the top 3 franchises in MLB history in terms of actually number 2 in terms of World Series wins. So, but they really should. Next up, this is just
last year was sorry to interrupt. Last year was the first year in my lifetime they finished below 500, which is pretty crazy.
Well, you're young, and actually, it probably is the first.
Wild.
It actually probably is the first time in our lifetime as well.
That's like the Mike Tomlin stat. How like Tomlin's never been below 500 as a head coach. It's like he's been virtually coaching as long as.
No, it literally is. It's like that.
It's kind of nuts.
I saw that after, and I was like, shit. Like I remember the Cardinals like kind of always being good every year, but there really like wasn't one year where they like were kind of subpar. It was nuts.
Yeah.
Me and Bro were born 1994, so Bro was actually 93. 94 they were below 500. 95 below 500, 97 and 99. And then since then they were above 500 until this year. Wow. Yeah, and they will be below 500 again this year. Wow. Fall of a dynasty. Brian Bayo returns for the Red Sox, 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 1K. Sam, I don't know if you watched that game or not. He looked okay. I'm glad they didn't stretch him out too much. Pivetta back. Bayo's back. Whitlock has a rehab assignment on Wednesday, and they expect him to be back after that rehab assignment. So replacements are back for the Red Sox, who are still above 500 and somehow keep winning. So I'm happy about that. Phillies have won 20 of their last 25 games and now have the best record in Major League Baseball. A lot of people are putting them at number 2 in their power rankings. So fun to watch there. Bryce Harper just got hit in the face with a ball that the catcher threw. I think he's okay, though. Max Fried throws 7 no-hit innings for being taken out. Combined no-hitter would be broken up by JD Martinez in the 9th inning. That's 2 good starts in a row, I believe, for Max Fried. He had a complete game shutout. And then his ERA is probably still above 4, though. Brian Wu leaves game after 62 pitches. However, he is currently in line to make his next start. He just returned off the IL with an elbow issue.
I think that was more of a precautionary thing, if anything, just kind of taking him out there.
Yeah, it seemed like did you watch them taking him off the mound?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't seem like he wanted to leave the game either. So
no, it didn't. I think they're just kind of managing his pitch count. And they're starting to win games now too, and they're first.
They're in first place.
Yeah.
By the way,
they can afford
Max,
it for sure.
ERA in the season 3.57, so he's officially down into the 3s.
Below 4. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
didn't expect that.
The second I start talking about how the Braves don't have like a true ace after Strider on Twitter, and Free just comes back.
Yeah, you bring everyone back from the dead.
I do, man.
It's very funny. All right, some quick injuries, and then we'll jump into the eye-popping stats and everything. Michael Conforto placed in the 10-day IL with a right hamstring strain. Same day, but later in the day, Jung-Hoo Lee dislocates shoulder after crashing into the fence. I don't know if you guys saw that. I don't know if his arm getting caught or his elbow getting caught on the chain link fence caused the dislocation or if it was the impact. Either way, that sucks. He wasn't playing amazing, though.
I bet you it was the impact there, but
It
I did watch that video. It was
probably
gross.
was the impact, but his elbow did get stuck though on the chain link fence. So I tweeted out, I'm like, with how soft all sports have gotten, I'm surprised they still have Wrigley's brick wall and chain link fence in the outfield. And then someone goes, "What do you want them to do? Have glass walls?" And I'm like, "No, that's not what I'm
That's
saying."
that's worse.
Angry
Yeah,
Twitter
glass
person.
walls makes 0 sense.
I know. I think they were just. I don't know. I don't know. Dansby Swanson hits 10 day IL with knee sprain. He had a 209 average, 4 home runs, a 626 OPS through the year, so not that great. Kyle Stowers got called up. Heston Kjerstad got sent down. The Bolts are rookies who have been coming up outside of Colton Cowser. Not that great.
Westberg's been decent, no?
Westbrook has been decent. I guess just Holiday and Kjerstad have been pretty mid.
Yeah, it's no to take, but I think that Holiday, like we all, like he was ready. I just think he was simply overmatched, like by
I
his
don't think
age. Like he's so, like it's such a different ball game going for the minors. And did Holiday even Norfolk is AAA, so he was versing MLB pitching some nights.
so.
Like
No, see, so
guys,
that's the problem is an article came out from Ken Rosenthal and the Athletic that AAA pitching is so bad right now that across the league, like these guys who are going from AAA to the majors, the reason that they're killing in AAA and then struggling in the majors is they're really not seeing major league pitching in AAA.
that makes sense though, because of how many guys in the major leagues are getting Tommy John, getting sent down. They're just literally rehabilitating. They're not really throwing. And then the guys that are their top prospects for these teams, they're getting called up and either getting Tommy John right away or they're in the MLB. And that leaves kind of, I don't want to say anything bad, but that leaves the scraps for the minor leagues, honestly.
Yeah,
So
that's
that makes
Dou-
total sense
Double
without
A
knowing
is
the
like
numbers.
Double A is like the new Triple A now too. I feel like you're gonna keep all your top prospects for whatever reason down in Double A. I feel like it's just kind of become a better league in
that's
terms of
been
like
that's been
in
that
terms
way
of
for the
young
past like
talent.
10 years though, right?
Yeah, no, it's been going on for forever. It seems like kind of now. Um, and then like you said, like Brett said, you got guys rehabbing and like Snell threw an immaculate inning yesterday in like high A ball or something like that, which was
Yeah,
kind of
he
funny
like
to see.
dominated.
But did you guys see the stat on Holiday that he's technically right now the worst major league hitter of all time, like numbers wise?
No, I didn't see that.
It's crazy.
That
That is kind of funny though.
I hope that does not stay true. I'll say
It
that.
it will
No,
not
no.
stay true, but it's pretty crazy that like right now like he's sitting there with like the
The
worst
guy,
statistics of
the,
anybody ever.
the guy above him right now, somewhere at a bar, just cheered for him to be awful
It-
for the rest of his
I forget
career.
his I forget his name, but I put him in an article the other day. The statistically worst baseball player of all time. He's in one of my articles if you go read them.
is he still alive?
Yeah, I think he's still alive. Yeah. Good article yesterday, by the way, Sam. Good open percentage, good views.
Yeah, no, I was happy with it.
It's not like Brett's Kyle Manzardo that almost killed our website. All right, trivia question of the day. This is a true or false, and this is just like a fun one. True or false? When Babe Ruth played, were ground rule doubles considered home runs? True or false? When Babe Ruth played, were ground rule doubles considered home runs?
I'm gonna say false.
Yeah, I'm gonna say false too. I feel like I would have like heard about that rule like way back when or something.
The answer is true. So I think it was 1930. It was 1929, 1930 that they changed the rule that they created the ground rule double. So prior to that, if you hit a ball and it bounced and went out of the park, it was considered a home run.
Damn, I didn't know
Yeah,
that. Wow.
look
Did
into that.
you think a lot of his home runs back then like were ground rule doubles like that? I mean,
So
it's kind of a
Yeah,
rare
that's my next
play,
question.
but
so I looked into it. Yes, he definitely had some. However, there was another rule. I forget what I don't want to butcher it, so I would have to pull it up. But there was some rule on the foul line that if that has changed today that took away a bunch of home runs from him as well. So if anything, it evened itself out.
okay, so they took away home runs from him. Okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah. So it was a rule that if it was the if rule today, it would have been counted as home runs, but back then they weren't counted as home runs. Same vice versa as ground rule doubles didn't exist back then, but they do now. So most likely he would have ended up in this like around the same spot. But I just thought that was a fun one.
Yeah, and two Babe Ruth trivia questions in a row if I'm correct. I
Yeah.
think you might
Well,
be.
I didn't plan this one. It was on someone's Twitter. Someone replied on Twitter saying, "Can we call the ground rule double the Babe Ruth home run?" I'm like, "What is this person talking about?" And lo and behold, All right. I found my stat of the week. Brett, start us off.
Yeah. Stuart Fairchild hits the Reds' first pinch hit inside the park home run since 1977. Something that hasn't been done in, 10, 20, 30, 40 years. You're going to get a shout out on the show. So Stuart Fairchild, really nice. I did find one other one. I know it's only one for the week, but I saw this today. Paul O'Neill. And I don't know if you watch it, Sam. Might be a little bit old for you. I know, Dean, you watched Seinfeld. You're not a
Love
Friends person. You're a
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld
My
person.
dad loves it, so it's always been like on the TV ever since I was a kid.
Have you guys seen the Paul O'Neill episode where he guest stars as himself?
I
Yes.
haven't.
So he's still getting residual checks from that one guest star appearance, and he said they're like $57 a check supposedly,
Yeah, it's
and
like
he's
not
been
that
getting
much.
them since 1995. So it's like for one show, like it's worth it to be on. I don't know. Imagine you pocket all that money and just put it in like a I don't even know
A
some
Roth
sort of account.
IRA. All right, this isn't a finance podcast. My stat of the week, I'm gonna share on Twitter. This is a tweet that like I feel like if I worded it better or if Sam tweeted it, there's like some tweets that I'm just gonna send to Sam because I feel like they'll bang on his Twitter. I think I just worded this wrong. So Kyle Tucker's last 17 at bats, 4 home runs, 6 walks, 7 Ks. So all that he's done is he's walked, he's homered, or he's struck out. I just didn't word it great.
That's
But
wild, actually. That's wild.
it is wild. He actually has not had a hit that wasn't a home run since April 30th. His last 6 hits have all been home runs.
Wow. That
Yeah.
talk about 3 true outcomes.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's the word I should have used. I should have sent this to you.
It's all right. That's all right. I don't want to steal it from you now because now it's gonna look like I'm copying on other people.
Well, you can't steal it now. I already tweeted it.
Yeah. No, I mean I'm surprised I didn't bang. I gotta go throw that a like and maybe a comment.
I almost want you to tweet it out in like 2 days and just see if it bangs. And I got to mess with the timing and stuff too.
I'll
But
look at his box score tonight, and if he does like the same thing that he's been doing, like say like hits a home run, strikes out, and walks or something like that, then I'll throw it out there.
yeah, then I'm gonna be annoyed. Tell Marte, tell us.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's Ketel Marte's kind of in the Corbin Carroll of this year so far for the Diamondbacks. Maybe minus the stolen bases a little bit because I know Carroll's still stealing them. But he's 6th in the league right now, and balls hit 95 plus. I forget what the exact number was that he hit. It was 69. Okay, nice. So he has 69 balls that are hit 95 plus. So he's smoking the baseball. So typically you think like, like he's not really getting that hyped up much. So like maybe he's struggling in another area of the game. He's not. He's in the top 99th percentile defensively. He's got 6 outs above average. So he's been really, really good for Arizona this year. And he kind of seems like a guy who, as he's getting older, he's still getting better and he's playing really good. So even though the Diamondbacks have been kind of lackluster this year, especially in the win column and especially kind of in the excitement column, I know that like some of the games they've won this year, they've just been like killing the team. But Ketel Marte has been the most consistent player in Arizona right now, no doubt about it. So kind of a fun little stat on him.
I like that. I like that. So then my hot take today, I saw there was new power rankings. 3 of the top 10 teams are AL Central teams. My hot take: only one AL Central team is going to make the playoffs. 3 right now, May 13th, are in the top 10 in all baseball. 1 is making the playoffs. That's my prediction.
I like that. I just don't see the depth on the AL Central rosters to kind of make a push for 162. And I've kind of been like not like a Royals hater, but I didn't really believe in them at the start, and like they're still playing really good baseball. So maybe this is me with like the whole jinx thing. But I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs. I think it's really between the Twins and Guardians. I think the Royals will teeter off a little bit as the season goes on. And then I really agree. I think Seattle is fun down there in the West, and I just can't see the Texas Rangers winning the World Series and missing the playoffs this year again. And then the AL East, it's the Orioles and Yankees. They're going to be in a dogfight all season long, and both of those clubs are going to make the playoffs too. So that kind of narrows down the room, right, for these AL Central teams. So this makes a lot of sense for me. So I like that, Brett.
Dean, do you want to give us your hot take?
Yeah, I was like quietly whispering the Red Sox. I forgot I turned my mic off to blow my nose. My hot take is Rafael Devers will finish top 10 in MVP voting. He's not hitting for power right now, but he's hitting for average. His OPS is pretty high as well. He's also playing great defense or good defense. He hasn't had an error in like
Great,
17
great
games.
defense for Rafael Devers.
Great defense for Rafael Devers, yeah. So he has not had an error in 17 games. And I just feel like if the power starts to come together, I'm not saying he's going to win AL MVP. I'm not saying that at all. But if the power starts to come together for him, which it typically does, if he can keep this average up with that, then I think he'll be top 10 in MVP voting. I think he'll get Silver Slugger for third base again, without a doubt. So that's not really a bold prediction, but top 10 MVP voting is my bold prediction. One player who needs more love. Brett just straight out didn't read the notes. Clearly didn't see that I talked about this guy. Also clearly didn't see that he's talked about on Twitter constantly right now. So go ahead, Brett.
Hey, wait. While Brett finds a different player, I'll give my bold prediction since we kind of took over it.
Smart.
I got Colt Keith getting some Rookie of the Year votes. Not first place Rookie of the Year votes, but I think he'll get a few votes here and there. I think he's going to turn it around eventually. Even in Comerica, it's a pitcher's park. But he's only striking out a 17% clip. It's in the top 80% of the league. So he's putting the ball in play. And it just hasn't really worked out for him putting the ball in play so far. But he's got to keep trusting the process. I know it's tough as a rookie. He's just 20 for 113 right now, just 177, which is really bad. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's terrible. But he's been super unlucky. His expected batting average is 249, and his expected slugging is 483, where he's slugging just 388 right now. So that's a whole 95 points difference on his expected slugging toward his slugging. So that's actually I looked it up on Savant. That's the highest difference on slugging versus expected slugging in the league. So he's due to turn it around at some point. He's been one of the unluckiest hitters in baseball right now, and you kind of got to hope that this doesn't kind of show the rookie's confidence, especially because he's on such a big deal now, and it seems like Detroit can't really go back and try to have him work things out in the minors just because he's making so much money now, and you already got a guy like Javi Baez making so much money, where
Yep.
you don't really want two guys on your team making a lot of money and not really producing at all. So he's gonna have to work it out up in the show, but I think he'll be fine in the long run.
I don't even think it's about the money for him. He's not. I mean, because he's making what, like $5 or $6 million.
Yeah, you might be right. It might just be more of like a control type thing. His
Well,
contract.
it's not even that. It's more just like he signed the deal. It's more just like you signed this guy and you brought him up opening day, and it's kind of like a pride thing. I feel. Could be wrong.
No, I really agree with that actually. And I'm looking up the deal right now. It's 28.6 guaranteed, and it can max out at 9 years, 82 million. So I don't really know how that works. So maybe there's some incentives with that, or if they want.
So there's probably incentives.
Yeah, which he's definitely not getting right now.
Maybe they don't want him to hit the incentives, so they're not sending him down.
Yeah. Maybe they don't. Who knows with Detroit? I actually kind of agree though. I think it is probably more of a pride thing. If anything, they don't really want to.
Yeah, you don't want to say we're for this guy and then send him down soon after.
It's kind of why the Orioles kept Holiday up for so long, probably.
Yeah, they should. I don't know. That situation's weird. They should. I feel like, again, he was tearing. You had to bring him up. My player needs more love. And again, if you're watching, you can see the tweets that I pull up. James Paxton. Now, let me just preface this where if you do look at his analytics, it's bad. His deeper analytics are not good. But he's 5-0. He has a 2.58 ERA. He's a 159 ERA plus, and he has a 1.2 B WAR. Okay. If you look at his, I don't want to say deeper analytics, Sam.
Yeah.
More advanced
I guess
analytics.
Just advanced metrics. That's underlying metrics, I'd say.
Okay. His expected ERA is 5.98. His WHIP, which is not an advanced metric, is 1.40. He's walking a lot of batters. He has a 4.91 FIP. And again, the average FIP is, and this will be in my article that I put out this week, is around 4. So he's pretty significantly above the average, league average there. And he has a 0.1 F WAR. So the difference between B WAR and F WAR here, and Sam, you use Fangraphs more than I do.
What's his B WAR again?
1.2.
And it's just 0.1 Fangraphs.
And it's 0.1 Fangraphs. So I don't use Fangraphs that much unless I'm getting WRC plus, because you pull that off Fangraphs. But I'm not diving in and looking their WAR. I usually pull WAR off of Baseball Reference, but that seems like a pretty significant difference.
Fangraphs WAR is all about the FIP. So if you have a really good FIP and your ERA kind of sucks, not Kevin Gausman, because Kevin Gausman does have a good ERA, but Kevin Gausman always gets so much F4 just because he's such a high FIP guy. So maybe Paxton's FIP kind of being like not really where it's supposed to be, and like the underlying stuff, like you said, that's probably going to be like a good answer as to why he has so much more baseball reference WAR than Fangraphs WAR.
Yeah, I guess it's yeah. I think he needs a little more love. He's 5-0.
No, I
For
mean
sub
I
three
love
ERA.
it. I mean, who doesn't love a good veteran who's battled injuries in the past on the mound and just kind of coming back, and hey, I mean, he's on a contender now and he's pitching great. So look at him.
Nice. Brett, have you
Brett,
found a
did
new
you?
player, or would
Yeah.
you like to double down
So
here?
two things. One, I don't even know if you mentioned about. Oh wow, why are the balloons going up? I don't know why you mentioned it. Didn't mention about Kyle Tucker that he's leading the league in home runs right now. That's why I thought it was like Kyle Tucker. I wrote a piece on this last year. Did I not, about how Kyle Tucker might be quietly the best kept secret in baseball? No one
I just
talks
don't
about
think
this.
he is, though. I don't think he is. Like
Like, you don't
I
think
feel
he's
like
a kept secret, or do you think there's
no, I
other
don't. I think
ones?
he's. I
I
think he's
think
talked about a lot.
I think 2 years ago you could have said the kept secret thing, but he's definitely talked about more often than not now.
So maybe word it like this, not within baseball groups. Like if you went to a random group of people and asked them, if they're not baseball fans, who Shohei Otani is, or Mike Trout, or even Clayton Kershaw, most people are going to know who those people are. No one knows who Kyle Tucker is. That's not in the baseball community, and that's my point. Is like this guy now, he is leading the league, and like he is the top of his field. So I think he should get a little love. But yes, you're right. I didn't see you mention him earlier, so I'm gonna switched my pick to Eddie Rosario in his last 7 days. 3 homers, 1.733 OPS. He's one dotting. Gotta love that. 467 average, and he's got 5 walks on top of 3 stolen bases. Um, he's slugging right now. So if you need a hot bat in Washington, go get Eddie Rosario. He's probably available in most
Dude,
fantasy leagues.
The Nationals keep doing it with now it's with Rosario and a little bit with Jesse Winker too, where they're just getting these guys in
Hmm.
these 1 years, like Candelario last year. And like they're gonna be so good because of it in a few years. Like they're gonna flip Rosario and they're gonna flip Winker at the deadline
Yep.
100%.
Well, easily. Brett, I need to just jump on that real quick again. We're not, or the Twitter, the website, the podcast is not speaking to like non-baseball fans, though.
I understand. I just was more like I was kind of even my own self. I was taken back when I saw Kyle Tucker was leading the league in home runs after hearing about like all these other guys. And obviously, I saw your stat, but I didn't realize like his run has made him now the top of it, like over Otani, who we've heard bomb after bomb after bomb this season. Who else have we heard? Juan Soto's name we heard a million times with the bats. Like we just really haven't heard Tucker as much, and I don't know. I was trying to give him a little bit more kudos, but you're right. In the baseball
No,
community, like, yeah, he's an all-star.
I'll definitely give you the benefit of the doubt. Because when you think of home run hitters, even as baseball fans, I don't think Tucker's probably even the 10th guy that you'll really think of. So the fact that he's leading in that category right now,
Yeah, in terms of
and like
home
yes,
runs, yeah.
it is because of a run that he's kind of on right now. But I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You don't really think of Tucker as you think of him as a guy with pop, sure, but not a guy who's gonna like lead the league in home runs. So I like it. I'll kind of pivot that into my player who needs more love super quick. That's Ryan O'Hearn. I owe him an apology. I just changed my Twitter bio because of it. I thought last year was a fluke. I totally did. I didn't think he was gonna be able to repeat it. And I mean, you're looking at his baseball savant, or I'm looking at his baseball savant page right
I'm
now. I don't know
pulling it up.
if you can pull that up, but I mean,
Yep.
for the people who are watching, it is just all red. It is all. I mean, what he's doing is just ridiculous. And I don't know what sort of tweaks he made coming over from Kansas City to Baltimore, but this is a guy who was like getting DFA left and right. Like he's a guy who's like maybe like the fourth bat off the bench on like a very low level MLB team, and now he's should be an all-star this year from the numbers that I've seen. I mean, he's only got 5 home runs, but they're putting him in such good situations because he's so good at hitting right-handed pitching, and he doesn't really have to worry about hitting the lefties. So he's just getting plugged in every night in Baltimore, where he has a favorable matchup, kind of like what the Dodgers did with Pujols in his last year. And it's really fun to watch.
Yeah, we were talking about Kansas City before. You have Seth Lugo, who's favorite right now for Cy Young in the American League.
Probably, yeah. He's dominating right now.
Then you have Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador, Ryan O'Hearn. Pascantino's not playing great, I don't think.
If they
Although he got
still had Ryan O'Hearn, that would be really cool for them.
they don't have Ryan O'Hearn.
No, yeah, he's Baltimore. He was like
He's
a
with
long
Baltimore
time
now.
Royal.
Yeah, I'm
But
reading Baseball Savant, and I'm an idiot. I just pulled a Brett. The best thing to do when you pull a Brett is to acknowledge you pulled a Brett.
There's no
Don't
such
bury
thing
it.
as pulling a Brett.
It is. It's like when you like who's the center fielder for the Yankees. Moving on. Player needs to be talked about less. I'll quickly just say this. Miles Michaelis. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. I never want to pronounce his name again. 2 years ago or last year, I was told this guy's great. Go get this guy in fantasy. He had like a 4 ERA last year. He has a 6.19 ERA this year, 5 losses, 1.48 WHIP. Nothing good is happening in St. Louis. And again, the one player we need to talk about less, I feel like sometimes is just like a player that's playing terrible. It could be a player who's playing well that we're talking about too much, which I feel like is what Brett is kind of writing right now. But for me and Sam today, I feel like it's just someone who's not playing well. So Miles
yeah,
Michaelis is for me.
I'm
I don't
gonna I'm gonna
you know
piggyback right off that and kind of let Brett get on his own tangent at the end here. But I think we need to talk about Nolan Jones a little bit less. And this really sucks because I was so excited to see the Rockies get some sort of young talent that looks like he could kind of right the ship or at least help steer it back towards some winning culture in Colorado. Because I think Colorado's a great baseball town. Great park there too. But he's got the worst decrease in on base percentage this season. So he's decreased a whole 146 on base percentage this year. He's still in the negatives of F4. I was kind of told this guy was going to turn it around by a lot of people after the first few weeks of the season because I kind of panicked right away. I didn't like how any of really his advanced stats were looking, and he really just hasn't. And I know the Rockies have had a lot of away games to start the season. He's kind of a big cores guy, but definitely something to keep note. So I feel really bad if you drafted him high in fantasy this year because I know I did in one league and it sucks.
Yeah, I actually have a Nolan Jones autograph right here that I bought during the offseason because I was like, oh, everyone's saying he's going to be amazing. Let me go buy this, and I regret it. Brett, let's wrap it up with your Ellie De La Cruz. I think we will hold the war draft because we're a little over time today. But talk to me about Ellie De La Cruz and why he's a player we need to talk about less.
Yeah, I love Ellie, and I hope nothing for the best for him, considering I have his first Bowman, and hey, it's graded at a 10, so I want it to go up in value. But um, he is batting 217 across the last 7 days. The team batting average for Cincinnati is a 216 cumulatively. Good for second worst in the MLB. This is the guy that's supposed to be their leader, their alien like creature to lead them to that. If he's batting 217, I'm sorry, there's not many good players that bat 217. Like, there's not many. And even if you're a three true outcome guy, I understand he's stealing more bags than ever. I looked at his strikeouts earlier. On the year, he's got 51 already. Last year, through an entire 427 plate appearances, he struck out 144 times. He is on pace to break that. He's gonna have more than 150 strikeouts again this year. And I don't know. So I really hope he figures out the strikeout problem. But he's got to get that batting average up. He
Wait,
really
what'd you say
does.
he was batting?
For the year,
Yeah.
I thought I said he was the Reds are batting 217 for the year. Ellie's currently batting 262. But over the last
Yeah.
7 days, he's been batting 217. So I'm
Oh,
saying
okay. Over the last 7
the
days.
last week he's been really tough, and it's like, dude, your team average, like, you can't be hitting the team average. Like, you have to be better than what the teams do. I know it's 7 days, it's short, but he's striking out a lot. 51 on the year isn't the last 7 days. That's 30 some odd plus games he's doing this. So,
Dude, he might be like the first ever like 200 strikeout, 100 stolen base season like you'll ever see.
Yeah.
it could be, honestly, could be. But
might be.
I'm sure we'll be talking about him more next week because he's going to pop off and steal another 10 bags. So, just my guy for
Probably.
this week.
So like whenever we say this, they end up doing well.
We're,
All right, so we'll skip the war draft. Sam, you're welcome to stay for Brett's baseballs, a lot of balls, but I feel like you gotta get off. So feel free to run.
No, honestly, I'll stay on. I got nothing doing tonight,
So Brett, just show us these balls. And again, if you're an audio listener, if you want to just jump over to X or YouTube, you can go watch this. If not, follow the Skippers View on Twitter, and we post stuff every week. So Brett, just show us your balls.
Yeah. So Sam,
a lot of balls on the table right now.
This is gonna be the title of the episode. Brett shows us his balls.
Sam, I went a little overboard this week. I found a lot of signatures I did not have, and I made some dumb decisions at the store, but I'm more than happy about them. So I bought 9 new baseballs to the collection. We'll start from the bottom. Got Sparky Lyle is here. He's the only non-Hall of Famer.
Bro bought a Sparky Lyle autograph ball.
No. So I'll explain the Sparky Lyle. So then I got, let's see, Catfish Hunter. We got Bert Blyden, Duke Snyder. We got
Slow down.
Richie Ashburn, Harmon Killebrew. If we go up a little bit more.
You got Blyleven, you got Snyder, you got Richie Ashburn,
Catfish
Harmon
Hunter.
Killebrew.
Catfish Hunter, Harmon Killebrew. Sam, as someone who does know baseball history, I mean, I feel like you and Brett you know baseball history more than Brett, but are any of these names names mean anything to you?
Yeah, I think Harmon Killebrew, Catfish Hunter, those are good ones for sure. There's another one in there. I forget what he said because he was going kind of fast, but I like him, dude. I think
Duke Snyder.
Harmon Killebrew ball is sweet.
And then up top, we got Pudge right here.
Okay.
I love Pudge. More my generation. Eddie Matthews. And then the cream of the crop, we got our Mike Schmidt ball.
That's cool.
Okay, that's a sweet one. That one's sweet.
Oh yeah.
So I have a few words. Love it. I love all those names. Those are some names that I'm currently searching for in my Hall of Fame collection, like Richie Ashburn being one. Love Richie Ashburn, great MLB Showdown card. If you look at his stats on the Phillies, you'd be like, oh, is he really a Hall of Famer? He got into the Hall of Fame for a few different reasons. It wasn't just his play on the field, but that could be a different discussion. I'm a little concerned about how much he spent for all these balls.
That was what my question was going to be.
Yeah. So I feel like we had an intervention. I feel like we had an intervention about you buying $75 packs, which was good. Like, you needed that. But now it's like you have 10 Hall of Fame balls on the table that you just purchased. I know, like, I think I have a number in my head, and I'm afraid to say it, but Sam, jump in.
I don't listen. I don't got the funds right now to be spending in 2 years when I'm out of college. This is like, oh, I'll buy. Trust me. But I don't know. I don't go to the stores enough and stuff like that. Like I said, like once I graduate, like that's gonna be my graduation project to kind of start collecting that type of stuff. But I just hope you got enough money to put the food on the table tonight, dude.
We're eating peanut butter and jelly tonight. But Dean, how old do you feel that he just said he has 2 more years of college to go?
Yeah,
I have one more year.
That was all I took from that. Was like,
I started
oh
thinking, I'm like, we're kind of groomers.
You guys are grooming me into spending all my post-grad.
We're grooming him into ODS Sports messaged me yesterday. He's like, hey, I asked Sam about like collecting baseball cards. He said to message you, and I was like, don't go down this road.
I was
you should just told him, don't ask Brett.
I was about to mention that ODS has just been DMing me on Instagram. I'll wait for the glare to go down, but he just bought this today. Like he is fully corrupted by this.
Oh, I need to.
I love that.
I need to go see what he bought today. All right, Brett. I don't like talking money, but I'm going to talk money. That's $900 right there.
Right about it, yeah.
Okay. All right. No, I just wanted to see.
But I did get the Sparky Lyle for free, and the Duke Snyder ball. He's a little bit older.
Yeah, you got Sparky Lyle for free for a reason, Brett.
Yeah, I know, because I bought the other balls, but it's not like I paid for it.
No, it's because it's Sparky Lyle.
Yeah, well, he's got a few World Series as a manager, no?
But like, who wants a Sparky Lyle autograph?
I don't know.
Ball?
It's just a cool ball. Do you see
Sparky
David Wells?
Lyle, career ERA of 2.88, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got 3 All-Star appearances, 2 World Series championships. He's got a Cy Young, and 2 times was he the saves leader of the AL. Just saying.
Okay. Yeah.
It's more saves than I have. Well, everyone has more saves than I have, I guess.
Yeah. Brett, I love the collection. I love what you're doing. ODS, if you're listening, don't do what he's doing. All right. Any plugs? Sam? Brett?
No, go buy some merch and keep listening.
Please buy merch.
I'm gonna like design more merch soon, so look out for that. I need help with that, Sam. If you have ideas.
I'm trying to buy some. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to buy some.
So I'm actually gonna buy some merch for everyone on the team for the summer. Me and Brett have talked about that. I think we're just gonna buy everyone like t-shirts. So
Let's go. I'll
from the
plug it in
store.
the Cape Cod League this summer.
But Sam, if you
Hell
if you
yeah.
want to make a discuss baseball like something, we can do that too. We
I'll
need
see.
to get you a
I'll see what
logo.
I can do.
We need to get you a logo.
I know it's kind of just my face now, but I honestly feel like since I've switched to the face, it's been like I've gotten a lot more.
People like
Just
knowing
People
who
like
they're
Sam's face. Sam's a
no
good
people
looking
like
dude.
people like knowing who they're looking at.
Yeah, and people
That's a
also like
fact.
will be like they'll look at a face and be like, "Oh, is this person like important? Like, should I read this?" So I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm
And then
not that important, but it
they
works.
realize he's a child. All right. Bye.